may contain mature themes, and if you're not down with that, we got 3 words for you. Like the podcast. Nailed it!
Good morning, everybody. Man, what a weekend. Happy Monday. Gonna hit it right away. Shout out, thank you to our sponsors, Revelton Distilling Company, Brown Dogs Farm, and Kyle Lehman, Wintrust Mortgage. Actually went down and saw Rob, I think it was Thursday night, and hung out with Rob a little bit in the tasting room. Man, what a beautiful facility he's got down there. And be sure to check him out. He's got Saturday nights, live music. Go down and hit him up with some good drinks. He turned my wife around on a version of his whiskey. So she was talking to him about not really liking gin. Turned out that she was really talking about because she would get a gut ache or whatever sometimes after drinking some stuff. And we got to thinking maybe that was tequila that she wasn't liking. So he hooked her up with some Revelton Shine and made a margarita out of that. And she said it was the best margarita she's had. So be sure to check out their Revelton Shine and make a margarita out of it. Just make sure that you don't use the margarita mix that already has alcohol in it. But try that, check it out. Let me know what you guys think. It's super great. Here's the rundown this morning. I was actually going to talk a lot about sports, and I will. But before I did this, I went in and filed my first weekly claim for unemployment. Can I just tell you that process is an absolute fucking shit show? I'm fairly smart. I'm knowledgeable. That fucking website is a pain in the ass to navigate. Like, it tells you that you have to enter in for these, re-employment activities. It took me 20 minutes to find the spot to go in and do that. They've got to make this an easier process. Or maybe they don't. Maybe they're making it a harder process so that people just go, fuck it, it's not worth it. I don't know. But man, what a pain in the ass that is. Listen, I've not taken unemployment since 2003. So it's not like I don't deserve it. It's not like I'm scamming the system. But for God's sakes, you could make that process a little easier, for goodness sakes. That's ridiculous. Holy smokes. Jeez. All right, let's hit it. Weekend was up in Spencer. Let me tell you, man, those Spencer people up there know how to drive around in the snow, and they know how to get that snow moved around. Like, they don't have like these parking lots for these other businesses and whatever else. They were using like tractors and plows, man. They were all over it. So, I see we got a couple listeners. So give me a shout out, give me a comment, so I can interact with you. That would be super great. That would be fun to do. But yeah, man, they know how to move the snow. It's crazy. And again, shout out, congratulations to my sister-in-law, Julie Bremer. She retired after 39 and a half years as a police dispatch for the Clay County Sheriff. Man, what a hard job that's got to be. She did it for 39 and a half years. And it was so nice to be at that retirement party and hear some of the officers talk about how important she was to not only to them, but to the citizens and the community. So super proud of my sister-in-law, Julie. Great job. All right. ISU's game against Missouri. If we voted an MVP for the season right now, it would be Caleb Grill. Why? Because, man, we look like crap when he's not out there. And props to that kid for playing the other night before that, because you could tell what kind of pain he was in. And Missouri doesn't count against the, the overall standings in the Big 12, and that's okay. That's fine. I'm all right with that. But that kid he's our heart and soul and glue of that team. The offense flows through him. His 3-point shooting, just aspect of them having to be aware of him on the floor. His defensive presence, though, is what I think is also a big one. We looked terrible on Saturday. I don't know if it was just the atmosphere where we played, whatever. It also didn't help that Missouri, shot 70% at one point for 3 points, for 3-point line, and ended up at like 47%. That's insane. I think they made like 16 threes or some crazy number. So, but you know what? They're back at it tonight. They're going to play Texas Tech on Big Monday. That'll be a good game. And I suspect that we'll bounce back because Texas Tech sucks. They're terrible. They're so bad. But Caleb Grill, as far as I'm concerned, is the MVP of the season because without him, man, we are in trouble. So hopefully him and Jazz Kuntz will be back pretty soon. We'll be back at full strength for that stretch run against the Big 12. And then we'll see what happens. But let's go from there. Conference championships yesterday, AFC and NFC. I'll start with the AFC. That was a hell of a game. I was pulling for Cincinnati. I just like Joe Burrow. I like his game. I like the way he plays. I like the way he handles himself. I felt terrible for that guy at the end. Like he's running, he's trying to make a play. I'm not going to sit here and criticize the guy. I have no idea. I could not do any of that. I'm sure his momentum was out. He was just trying to make a play. He didn't realize he was clear out of bounds. The penalty is warranted. I get that. It's not these fucking people. They're like, it's fixed. It's fixed. I didn't quite understand the whole redo of the third down that happened. And I get that. I mean, they claim they waved it off before they kicked it. I don't know, but it's a hard game to officiate, and they're so much faster, and there's so much more stuff going on. And I think there's just more eyeballs on it, right? I think that if you took a game probably, I don't know, 20 years ago and then watched it the way we do now with social media and everything else, you could probably make a claim that, oh, this game's rigged. I can't believe they did this, or I can't believe they made that call. I mean, it's just a different era. I don't know that the officiating is any worse or any better, but I do think it's more scrutinized for sure. I think that's what's going on. So, but great game, man. It was fun to watch. I actually had trouble. That's because I had a rough weekend sleep-wise. I dozed off a couple times just because I just couldn't stay awake. But all right, let's talk about Brock Purdy, 49ers. Man, my heart broke for that kid. And I'm just going to tell you, if there's people out there calling him soft or whatever, take a break for God's sakes. You don't think that kid want to be out there? His career is on the line. I mean, that was his chance to make or break his career. You think he had a little bit of an elbow pain and he was like, oh, no, I don't want to play? I guarantee you they did not. They ruled him out for a reason, or they ruled him off for a reason. And then he's not, when he did get back in there, he's not throwing the ball. You think that they didn't want to throw the ball? They knew he couldn't throw it. Props to that kid for not giving up and everything else. So all you people that were shitting on him yesterday, you need to check yourself. And I hope that kid continues to prove everybody wrong, because he's what's right about pro athletes and sports in general. He's humble. He works hard. Regardless of whether or not you care for his religion or not, the guy doesn't hide it. He doesn't flaunt it, but it's strong in him, and that's okay. Like that's there's something better about that, right? So we'll see what he does in the offseason. We'll see how the Niners. That's going to be interesting to watch is the Niners offseason and how that all plays out. Speaking of off seasons, man, is it me? Am I the only one that just suffers when there's not football on? Like, it dawned on me yesterday during the Chiefs game. I was like, well, this is technically the second football game. I only have one more football game after this. And then it's a long summer. Baseball doesn't hold my attention like football does. I enjoy going and watching a baseball game. I'll sit and watch one. Playoffs, sometimes I'll watch. NBA until it gets into the playoffs. I sometimes don't even watch that. Just depends on who's playing and how much I get into the team or whatever. I mean, college basketball sustained me till about April. But after that, man, April, May, June, and July, until we get into August and preseason football, it's a long set of summer months of no sports. It's rough. And that first couple of weekends in February when there's no football on, I'm like, oh, man, this is going to be hard. So I'll be interested to see the XFL and how that plays out. And then the USFL is back out for its second season. I don't know what they got to do, but they got to market somehow because I would like to watch it. I just don't know any of the players. Like, give me some profiles and things like that to follow along with. But anyways, what's on tap for me today? I've got to work on some barrels. I'm going to try to clean the house today for Stace. I'm going to look at some job stuff. I have some running around, some errands to do. To pick up some donations for a charity event that I'm putting on. Everybody else, I would love for you guys to just have a positive thought for other people. Be kind to other people. We're all kind of struggling with stuff or whatever. Check out our other podcasts. We had a great interview with John Walling, Coach John Walling. If for those of you that don't know Coach, he grew up on the east side of Des Moines. He coached and taught for over 30 some years on the east side of Des Moines. His son played football for Iowa State. His lovely wife Beth is still an educator, I believe, in Ankeny. If you feel like you need a pick me up or whatever, go listen to the latest episode of Old Man Strength. George Trice filled in for us because Tim was out and indisposed. I know Bitter Units is getting ready to launch another episode. That should be in a day or so. That'll be up in your feeds. Hot Mess Happy Hour should have a new one this week. Side of the Storm will have one today or tomorrow. So Fill in the Blank with Anya should have another episode. And then Fall Starts with Bill Blank and I will record again next Monday live on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter. So be sure to tune in for that or download, and do us a favor, go in and rate and subscribe. I know everybody says that, but it does help us. So go to each one of our podcasts. If you've listened, give us a 5-star rating. In Amy's phrase from Hot Mess Happy Hour, if it's not a 5-star rating, keep that shit to yourself. So other than that, shoot me a message, comment. Let me know what you guys think, if I should still keep doing these, if you're enjoying them, whatever. It's not about the numbers or whatever, but if you guys are enjoying it, I'll certainly keep going. I'm enjoying it. It's helping me. I look forward to it every morning. So with that, again, let's go ahead and make sure that we are visiting those sponsors. Give those sponsors a note and let them know that you saw us and that you're getting it. We're going to record episode 2 of the First Time Homeowners series with Caitlin and Walker and Kyle. That next episode is going to be them sitting down in this environment and asking just questions. What are normal questions that a first-time homeowner would want to ask? So shoot us some questions as well. What do you have for first-time home buyers? What were some questions or concerns that you had when you bought your first home? And let's see if we can help some other people. So with that, I did create a new closing so that I'm not just on the fly doing some stuff. So everybody have a great day, and